trot on. Good. Now bring her back. Yes, good, and push her on. Good, and bring her back. Well done. So, in the corner, by K, we're going to make a volte. So first, feel your outside rein. That's like a half halt. Then flex with the inside. Good. And now a shoulder in. Now both reins, like railroad tracks, bring the shoulder in. Good job. Good job. Super. And make a volte. Look at that horse enjoying the work. This is really great. So, don't let your hands climb. And now we do haunches in. So soften her a little with the right rein, hands down, left hand down in particular. That's better. So, supple the right, good. Left hand must stay down. Remember, you must be able to straighten the left shoulder. And when the hand goes up, you lose that ability. So make a volte, stretching the leg. You wanted to do too much with the leg. That's good. So even in your shoulder in now, keep your leg long. This horse doesn't need the spur in her ribs. Lengthen the leg, lengthen the leg. Yes, good. And the volte. Now, when you come from the volte to prepare the haunches in, the forehand must first be on the track. The left hand must be low, and the right hand a little bit up. Not the other way round. That's good. Now straighten the haunches and go center line. Now when you ride your half pass, the same thing. Right hand slightly raised, left hand down. Good. Just like that. Left hand stays down. Good. Now change the flexion slightly. Good. Good job. And always leg stretch. That must be the principle. Make a volte in the corner and not too much inside rein. Basically, you turn the horse with your outside rein, a little bit like Western riding. I love the idea of always turning a horse with outside rein. That makes so much sense to the horses. Very good. Not so much spur, not so much. Good, good. And make a volte. And from the volte, haunches in. Hands are getting up too high. That's good. Now right hand lower, and the left hand just a smidgen higher than the outside. Good. And the right leg. So it's very good. Super. And straighten the haunches. And onto the center line. Right hand low at her withers. Left hand slightly up and into the half pass. Steady right hand. Good. Good. Very nice. And change the flexion. All very, very easy. And all the time your legs are long. Very good. Shorten your reins up. And then have the expression of the hand ever so slightly forward. And go down alongside medium trot. That's plenty. Legs steady. Legs steady. Now close your legs, loosen her on the right, and go center line. Now I want you to half pass only to the quarter line. Whoops, you kind of missed your center line. Now straighten the neck and bend her left and half pass back to the forehand. So, forehand, good. Now straighten her. Good, and turn right. Or go on the diagonal to Victor. And lengthen the steps. Hand down. That's plenty. Keep hand down and keep her neck straight. Good. We go on center line. Now, don't miss the center line. I want you to be precise. Center line and only a few steps. Half pass left. Few steps. Half pass left. Now keep your right leg back and change the bend in front. And now half pass to the right. Good. Now keep your left leg back and change the bend and half pass a few steps. Okay, we ran out of room. That's okay. We go down the long side. Medium trot to Victor. Good. Hands down. Your hands are climbing. And that causes tension in the neck and then she gets too high. So that was good. Go center line. So we are half passing left. Just a few steps. Good. Now keep right leg back, change the bend, and go the other way. There you go. Push. Push. Now change the bend, and now change the legs. Now change the bend, then the legs. Very good. And go left and walk. All right, we take a break. Well, that was all very good. Very leg aids. And that resulted in the horse's total cooperation and also total absence of tension. Yeah? Yeah. That was a very positive aspect of this work. Now, I want you to think about exactly that when we're cantering. Keep your legs long and just in contact with the horse without over-aiding. You mastered that very well in a trot. Now I know it's much harder to do that in a canter because the rotation in the horse's body is different. And therefore also the movement from your hips must be different than the movement of the rider in the trot. So bearing that in mind, I want you to continue sitting like a princess from your pelvis up to your chin and from your pelvis down through your thighs, knees and heels. Yeah? Good. And keep your toes raised at all times so that your heels are low and they're not inadvertently giving a little nudge. For this horse, a nudge is already a rather big aid. The calmer you sit, the more thankful your horse will be and work under you. All right, let's change direction to a center circle. And we gradually shorten the reins. And when you do that, don't stop your hips, but be supple in the hips so that when your horse shortens his steps for the walk, it doesn't enter her mind that this is so alta connection that you want piaffe. Yeah, that's very good. Now shorten your reins, but still be mobile in your elbows, so that the elbows allowing the horse to move on. That's very good. Now give a little half halt and canter. Right there. Good. So, and adjust your reins right away. And think with your hands forward. Yeah, but still keep your elbows bent. I didn't mean that you should give them forward like a rein release. Yeah? Not at all. Keep the connection and lower your left hand. What I'm seeing is that if the inside hand drops, that puts the horse on the inside shoulder. Your inside rein should be always 2 inches carried higher than your outside. You have tendency to do it the other way around. So that puts the horse's balance on the inside shoulder and causes desire in her to increase the speed. So outside hand down and go down the rail. Gesundheit. So, and regulate the speed without the use of the lower leg. Sitting tall. Good. So every canter stride must be from your hip, riding a tiny, tiny half halt, and followed immediately with somewhat of release. Yeah? So if the reins are always holding, yeah, that was good that you did that. Come on a circle. If the reins are always holding, the horse says, oh, I have a fifth leg. Yeah, so when the half halts that you did in a trot, remember you did that brilliantly and the horse came back very well. So those half halts, every canter stride. Half halt and stop, aha, did you feel the difference? Half halt, release, half halt, release, half halt, release, good. Shorten your reins, they got too long. Outside first, then the inside. And half halt, release, half halt, lengthen your leg, lengthen your leg, lengthen your leg. So bring her back a little more. Especially, this is the job of both reins. But the outside one just a tiny bit more than the inside. So, very good. So, yeah. Now bring her back again, and the moment she comes back, release, release. That's good. Just a little bit. It doesn't need to be so demonstrative that your elbows totally release. She feels it when you do it. Yeah, that's good. There. You feel it there? Did you feel that?
I felt it come back.
Yeah, that's right. And then when she does that, you must release. And she will stay there and not want to take off. Lengthen your leg. Lengthen your leg. That's good. So when she comes back, lighten. Very good. Very good. Now go down the rail and let her canter just a little bit more. Just a little bit.
This felt so controlled.
Yeah, but that's what we want to get to. Prepare to make a vaulter, little half hold, and don't kick with outside stir. She's going sideways because there was too much outside leg. So, very good. Down the rail. You don't turn the horse just by swinging the outside leg back. You turn with the reins, with your outside in particular, and make a vaulter again. So the inside rein says turning to the right. Your outside rein says, that's how I want you to turn. Well, there you are. Very good. Go on the center line. Flex her slightly to the right. So the right hand slightly up and the left hand down. There you go. Good. Forehand a little more. So both reins guide her over. Very good. And now collect, and walk. Walk. So, light hands. Not hold, walk. Walk. So, relax your hands. Relax your hands and your hips. Your hips soft. Your hips soft. So, aha. See, if your hips get stiff in the transition, she's already thinking, oh, I must collect more. No, we must relax. Melt with your butt into the horse. So soft, forward thinking. That's good. That's good. So now she's relaxed. We go on a circle. Push your inside hip forward and canter. Good. And now, the outside rein says the speed. Come back and release. Come back and release. Very good. Ride the half hold with your hip and with your elbows. And not with your spurs falling back into the horse. Very good. Come down the rail. Now she collected beautifully. When she does, immediately be light with the hand. So, and we can canter just a little bit more forward. Just a little bit.
Great.
Yes, down the rail. And make a vaulter by Sam. Your leg is getting very, very loose and wobbly. Push down into your left ankle and try to stabilize that. Especially now, stabilize the left leg. So, and walk, and walk, and walk. So, now think about what happened. Although I said stabilize the leg, yeah, it didn't stabilize enough. And it kicked back once and she immediately put in a flying change. So you must keep your leg long. Now, think about pushing your left hip forward. Not just as I said yesterday, sort of in an exaggerated way, push your inside leg onto her shoulders. If you have that concept in your mind, it's probably helping. But most of all, you've got to keep your left hip pushed forward. So turn on a circle again, 20-meter circle. So, and now canter again. Just push left hip forward. Good. And go down the rail. So now think really that you want to push your left hip, and I'll exaggerate that again, to her ear. Push your left hip to her ear and your left leg forward. Good. And now make a vaulter. Now, when immediately you come out of the vaulter, think of this concept the left hip forward to her ear, and the left leg forward to her shoulder. So there is absolutely no nudging with your spur. There is very good. And make another volte. So it's a hip issue and a leg issue. The left hip forward. Make a real effort to push that left hip forward. It's okay. Keep going, keep going. She's only shitting. Keep going. Keep going. Push the left hip forward. What are you asking?
Do you want me to really exaggerate like yesterday or kind of like it is now?
What?
My leg forward?
Yes, forward.
Like yesterday?
Yes, a little bit. Not as exaggerated. Good. And keep it there. And keep it there. And now do the volte. No spur. Hip forward, leg forward. Hip forward, leg forward. Outside leg back. Good. That's back enough. That's back enough. That's very good. So, left hip forward, left leg. That's good. She was just about to give you another change, and you just in time corrected yourself. Now go on the center line. Keep your left leg forward as is, and half pass back. Good. So when you get to the rail, straight to the neck, and gently slide your left leg back and hold the left rein. 1, 2, 3, now. Now, good. And half hold outside. Good. And bring her on a circle. Good. Yeah. All right. Don't change your legs. Don't change your legs. Good. Well done. Well done. Now, she has a phobia about the changes. We go down the rail, but we will not take that into account. We make a volte by Richard. No spur. Just turn and relax your hands. Relax your hands. So, good. Very good. And down the rail again. Stretch your legs down. Good. And another volte. Good. Not so fast. Half hold both reins. Well done. Well done. And then center line, half pass. Just like before. If you feel she wants to take over and go faster, keep riding the half hold, but keep also riding the half pass. So that's very good. Now, when you ask for the change, really hold your right rein, your outside rein. That's excellent. Good. And now walk. And now walk. So, and relax your hips. And make a volte, but relax the hips. And let her stretch the neck. But stay on the volte. There you are. So, yes. She gets worried about the changes, yeah? Well, we all noticed that, didn't we? Her breathing goes like that, yeah? That is a sign of high tension, yeah? That's a predatorial reaction. That's not caused by you. That's not caused by you. That's her habituation to, did you try to teach her changes? Did somebody else teach her changes? You did? Yeah. Well, you got her worried. You got her worried. So the way to do it, you know she's going to get worried. Use your voice and say, ho ho, ho ho. Horses respond to the voice. And
sometimes she gets worse with my voice.
Say that again?
Sometimes she gets worse with my voice.
Well,
I think she thinks I'm not paying attention to her, and then she can take over sometimes.
if you use the voice with a half hold, say ho, half hold, and ho, half hold at the same time, yeah? The way to go about it is to get her to listen in the canter to the same half hold that you did expect and got from her in the trot, yeah? And you did that in your canter work too. That was evident because in all the waters when you were going down this side, when she was so worried after that flying change, she came back to you quite nicely, yeah? Because you put her on a circle, and when she got strong, Maybe your half halt should have gotten a bit stronger and immediately also relaxed. That put her immediately into better, not saying entirely, but better relaxation. Yeah? So once that relaxation is there, then use that for your advantage and just keep half halting and lighten the hand. So that we have a horse that goes in self-carriage and not use your hand as a fifth leg, which she is prone to do in the canter. And also in your left knee canter, when you seriously think about where your hip position is and where your left leg, I'm saying your left hip, I should have said. When your left hip is thinking you want to push the left hip toward her left ear and push your left leg toward her shoulder, these are, of course, vast exaggerations. But I'm giving you this mind picture so that you really do make a difference in your balance, the hip and the leg. Yeah? And you did. Of course, I don't want you to push your leg on her shoulder. That would be the most ridiculous thing. But I want you to think of placing it there. Show me now when I say, yeah. See, when you have it there, that also helps the hip to be in the right place. Did you feel how your inside hip moved forward? When you keep your leg in that place, instead of saying, I need to put the leg in the belly, then she has no problem keeping that lead, and she is not worried about whether she should give you a change or not. Okay. Yeah? Now, if you do get a chance, and if you want to do that, and go to work with Susanne, she will give you exercises that will make it easier for you to get to that point. Like I worked with Shannon this morning. You watched part of that lesson, yeah? Some of that medicine would be good for you. But Susanne has so much knowledge that she can help you giving exercises that will make it easier to get there. I can say it very in rudimentary terms and say push your left hip to your ear and your left lip on her shoulder. But, you know, that's not scientific. Okay, any questions?
Yeah, was my leg quieter?
Much better.
Yes, it looked a lot
Especially better
quieter.
in trot work. Yeah, and in the right leg canter, almost as good as in the trot. In the left leg canter, you seriously need to think about where you place your body parts, and when you have that exaggeration in your mind, it will help you to not let the lower leg fall back, because it's literally a falling back. Now she gets a little bit worried, and your lower leg loses the position, and she says, oh, fly change, oh God, what have I done? Because she realizes she wasn't really asked. But she thought you were asking her, and then she gets upset. Yeah? That's really all it is.
Yep.
And when her confidence level is back, you'll be just fine.
Okay.
So any questions from, you have a question here? Any other?
You know, when you were talking about the left leg, is it something maybe with the knee rolls that maybe is including her?
Yes, you know, that's a very good question actually. And you are right. Could the knee roll prevent some of that correction in the seat? And I think that's a point, actually. Sometimes that is the case, that the seat needs to be moving, and the leg needs to be moving, and the cantle and the knee roll makes that very difficult. There was a tendency here some years ago in this country that the saddles were almost like medieval models, you know, where you had a high cantle and a tight seat, and big knee rolls, so the riders were not able to move in the saddle. And that's not very good for a supple seat. It kind of locks you in place, but the locking is detrimental to the horse. And that was actually a very good question and a good observation. I agree that could lead to that locking Yes, you're absolutely right. Any more questions? Any more? Okay, then we break up for lunch, I guess.
Yay, good job.